Hi everyone, my name is Carolina, welcome to my channel. As I've mentioned in my previous video, this is only my second case that I cover in English, so please be patient with me. I'm a Hungarian true crime YouTube creator. I've been doing this for quite a while. This is going to be the second video you see from me, and I hope it's going to make you stay, as I find it important that these lesser known cases do reach as many people as possible. Without much more to say, let's get into today's case. Today I'm going to be talking about the disappearance of Iwona Mogiła-Lisowska. Iwona was born on the 22nd of August 1961 in Wrocław and was living in Lodz at the time of her disappearance. She has two sisters and her parents wanted her to become a doctor, but she did not like the sight of blood. She graduated from University of Lodz with a bachelor's degree in Polish philology, then with a master's degree in the cultural studies with a minor in film studies. She worked in a restaurant in Germany for a few years, and when she had enough money, she came home and bought a house, which was in the middle of renovations when she disappeared. Iwona disappeared at the age of 31. At this time, she was working as a journalist for the Tele 24 TV station and was once married. She divorced her husband in 1987, but they were not separated for long and got back together 2 years later. I won't mention his name, you can find it in the sources below. Given what I will say next, perhaps it is better. He's older than her and is still a martial arts instructor teaching jiu-jitsu. I will refer to this man as her husband, but keep in mind that they were divorced at the time, and I'm not sure if they renewed the marriage or wanted to renew it. 1992, Poland, November 10. A few minutes after 8 a.m., Iwona's father Adam visited his daughter. He had just returned from Yugoslavia, where he had gone on a commercial trip. The father went straight to his daughters because he was excited to give her her favorite champagne that he had bought for her abroad. They talked for a while and the father went home. He didn't say a proper goodbye because they were going to meet that evening for a dinner. Around 4 o'clock, Iwona went to visit her mother at the fish shop where she worked. She went there to get the keys to the house. She went to their house to take some ready meals that were prepared for the workers that were renovating her house. She didn't have enough time to make these meals, so the mom made them. I'm not 100% sure about this because it was only mentioned in one source, but it is believed that she visited her mother around 4 o'clock and then she was last seen around 7 o'clock by workers who were renovating her house. Her husband came home from work at 11 p.m. and according to him found his wife gone. When she did not show up at dinner that night, her parents became worried and went to her house to ask what happened. Iwona's husband told the family that his wife had not returned and must be at work. At first no one was worried because she worked a lot and it was not strange that she would have stayed there throughout the night, especially when she was working on a lot bigger case. The next day, obviously, the father asked about his daughter again. Now, the husband said that she must have gone to Germany to visit a former place of work. From what I gather from the sources, she would have done this because she had still good relationship with her former employer, so she wasn't going there to work or anything, she was just going to visit. Her husband thinks that it's quite likely that this is the case because he couldn't find her passport and a set of clothing were missing. Iwona is only reported missing on the 19th of November. This is because the husband said that she probably will spend a week in Germany, and this week has gone by, but they haven't heard from her. After they report her missing and the police starts investigating, they realize that they have absolutely no clue where she could have gone. So the case goes cold quite fast, and the desperate family turns to clairvoyance for answers. Some of the clairvoyants said that she was murdered in her bathroom by a tall man who was older than her. Others said that the body should be searched in the Sulejowski lagoon. Iwona's father hired divers to search this lagoon, but they found nothing. They also checked the septic tank in Iwona's yard. Bones were found here, but they proved to be of animal origin. I must mention to you that I always avoid talking about clairvoyant theories, but since the family finds it important in this case, I did want to mention it. It is definitely does not mean I believe in any of it, but obviously in this case, in this one case, it's not my business to decide. After a few months, the police dug up a part of Iwona's backyard and they find in the ground, buried quite deep, a bag of clothes and a rolled up carpet. At first, it is reported in the media that these were identified as belonging to Iwona, both the clothes and the carpet. One of Iwona's sisters, in an interview, confirms later that although the clothes and carpets were found, they did not belong to the family. As I'm talking about this case, it goes without saying that it is still unsolved. Iwona is declared dead in 2005. Then in 2007, after being closed or suspended for a while, the investigation is reopened. This is done in order to search the couple's house. Apparently, the police was suspecting at this time that the then husband was involved. The most prominent theory is that Iwona's husband did something to her and then got rid of her body. Over the years, this man has never been arrested and no one can name a motive, but obviously it must be mentioned, as most often when a woman goes missing or is murdered, it's most often a family member or more specifically the husband. Another theory is that as a journalist, she was working on a case that put her in danger and that someone was unwilling to let the truth come out and they killed her instead. It is also possible, of course, that she left of her own free will or that she actually made it to Germany and then something happened to her, but it would be an injustice not to say that this is the least likely of all these options. Throughout the years, the case went cold, but the family never gave up on the search. To this day, it is her father, Adam, who gives most of the interviews and talks most often to the media, no doubt to take the heavy load off the mother. Adam often talks about how he dreams about her daughter a lot, and in these dreams, Iwona is asking him to go back to work and get on with his life. If you have any information regarding her disappearance, get in touch with the Polish police. Their current phone number can be seen on the screen. And unfortunately, this is all I can tell you about today's case, as I told you it is a very short one. I do find it important to talk about these shorter cases. We live in Europe and as I always complain, it feels impossible to find out about what happens abroad. In this case, it's especially important because she might have gone to Germany, but there are absolutely no German sources, which obviously would make it very hard to find her if she actually left to live there or whatever. Thank you for listening to this case. Thank you for being here. As always, be good, do good, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.